This video covers writing and using estimates. Not all businesses use estimates, but even if you're not bidding on a job for a customer, you can use estimates for your own use when working on a big project. You don't need to show the estimate to the customer, but you can use it to track your own progress and to use it for progress invoicing. And that's covered in another video. When bidding on a job for a customer, you can create an estimate to itemize the services and products involved in completing the job. You can generate reports on estimates to help you track the actual income and costs compared to your estimated income and costs, and that can help you improve your accuracy on future estimates. If you want to follow along, open the file called landworks_estimates. And for this video, to make more room on the screen for the estimate form, I'll hide the icon bar. So go to the View menu and choose Hide Icon Bar. So now we're getting to the point where QuickBooks starts to get a little fun. We're starting to create actual transactions, and that first transaction will be an estimate. To write an estimate, click Estimates on the home page. Choose the customer from the Customer Job menu, and for this estimate is for Tony, so I'll click Tony Terraza. Tony wants an estimate for creating a Tuscan-style garden at his cooking school. I'm going to skip the class field. I'm not going to track this estimate by class. This job will involve design time, labor, and materials, so I'll add those to the line item area. So click in the item field and choose Design. For the quantity, I'm going to enter 20 hours. The markup field is where you can assign a price level. And Tony at times can be a tad demanding, so I'm going to assign the high maintenance price level. I know there will be lots of back and forth on the design, so high maintenance. Press Tab and you'll see the markup applied. The garden will need a bunch of citrus trees, so I'll add those next. There we go. And for quantity, I'll type 6. And here, you'll notice that the percentage in the markup column is a little funky looking. And that's just QuickBooks being very precise. QuickBooks calculates the markup based on what you pay for the item and how much you sell it for, and often that doesn't equate to a nice round percentage. Also, the markup column doesn't appear on the estimate you give to the customer. To see what the estimate would look like, click the arrow below the print icon and choose Preview. And let me drag it down here so you can see it. And zoom in, and you'll see that there's no markup column. Click Close to close the preview. And now we're ready to add another line item. Tony wants some rosemary and lavender, so I'll add those. And that will be shrubs. When I set up the shrubs item, I didn't assign a price, since the price would vary from job to job depending on the type of plants. But here I know what I'll need, so I'll type 20, and I know the price will be $6 each. And I could assign a markup here, since it wasn't assigned when I set up the item, and you can actually type the percentage. So if I type 20, you'll see that the markup has been applied. Now I'll add some labor. And I think the whole installation will take about 40 hours. And I could assign the high maintenance markup. And then the final line item is the fountain. So I'll use the fountain group item. And that consists of several items like the ice eliminator and the fountain light, mini pump, and the actual fountain. Tony wants 3 fountains, so I'll go back up to the group item and type 3. And you can see that QuickBooks has upped the quantity for all the sub-items. So when we set up the fountain group, we indicated that we didn't want to print the individual items within the group. So let me just show you how that looks. I'll go up to Preview again. And you can see just the group name appears and the items do not appear underneath it. So I'll close this and type a customer message. I'm going to type pricing good for 30 days. So at this point, I could print it and hand deliver it to Tony, or I could email it. But I won't do that now, and I'll just click Save and Close. And QuickBooks is saying that the customer message is not in the message list, and do I want to add it? I think so. So now we're ready to save and close. And it's reminding me that I didn't assign a class, and that's okay with me. In some cases, you may need to write more than one estimate for a job. This can be useful for estimating each phase of a job, or for creating a second estimate for a customer if the first estimate was rejected as too high. Tony seemed to think that the estimate was high, so he wants a new one with fewer trees and shrubs and only 2 fountains. So to open the estimate, go to the Customer's Center and find the customer. And here's the estimate. You could double-click it to display it. And to duplicate it, go to the Edit menu and choose Duplicate Estimate. And QuickBooks is just giving you a message that it's been created and you can make your changes. So for this estimate, I'll change the quantity of citrus trees to 4, and maybe the shrubs down to 10. And I could probably cut down a little bit on the labor. So let's do 35. And for fountains, he says he wants 2, so we'll change that. So we're ready to give this estimate to Tony, so click Save and Close. And again with the classes, save anyway. So that covers creating estimates. Watch other videos to learn how to do progress invoicing and create an invoice from an estimate.